Hello, everybody. We are back here on the YouTube plantation. But I promise you, it ain't going to be long. It's not going to be long. So glad to see everybody here that's in the chat. For the YouTube only people, I'd like to say welcome. So glad to see you guys as well. All right. So today's broadcast is not going to be too long at all. I promise you that. It's definitely not going to be long. The purpose of this broadcast is to simply to repeat to repeat myself again and again. Things that I've said as far as what we're going to be doing going forward. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this broadcast. Okay, and I do apologize for those who have heard this already, what we've been saying, but I have to do it again because, believe it or not, I am still getting messages from people. Well, I don't know where are you guys now? What happened? What happened? Anyway, don't feel bad, but yeah, I'm just pay attention. Maybe that. Okay. But yeah, we've been saying this for a long time. So the whole purpose of this broadcast today, ladies and gentlemen, is to be the video that anytime when someone wants to know where we are, you'll know where to find us. Okay. And I'm just going to take you through a chronological thing that as far as YouTube is concerned and what they've been up to as far as this platform is concerned. All right. All right. So let's see here. Just real quick. Someone said, I don't know how to get chat on my BondTube. Do I have to be logged in? Yes. Yes, you do have to log in. Got to create an account. And yeah, that will give you access to the chat. Absolutely. And if that doesn't work, just email me directly and connect at issacharronline.com or connect at journeymanandwoman.com and let me know, and I'll find your account so I can make sure you're set up all the way. Okay. And I'll say that for anybody too, because what's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to get a notification of someone creating an account, and then I have to, and then you just go step by step and follow setting up your account. But if I don't get it, you won't really know what to do after that. But, because you're supposed to get an email confirmation, and that part isn't quite working yet. But just email me. Once you do that first part, let me know, and I'll help you out with that. Okay. All right. So, so let me take you guys through the some of the chronological. Lisa, I just left y'all a message. I was just thinking about y'all. I just left y'all a message. It was just a short one. But anyway, just to let you guys know, just kind of what we've been through on this platform. We have been on this platform for some time now, man. For a good minute. I have a video going back to, I want to say 2016, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even before that. So that makes me an old man. in YouTube world. And but yeah, we have been here for some time now, and it's been fine. It's been good, and we did it I just kind of started it out because I used to write prior to being on YouTube. I used to write a lot, and I had a podcast. I was doing all kinds, and then I just stopped it. I mean, it was going very, very well. I was doing things more on the political world. I was doing stuff for that, and I was like on the rise, and I don't know. I just felt like the Most High told me to stop, and I did. I just pulled the plug on it and I stopped. And for years after that, I just was going through life, all the ups and downs of life, and just different things, and not just in my. Because the political stuff, I just began to leave that alone because I got very disillusioned by it and what I saw, and just wanted to leave it alone. And so anyway, what happened was, my family and I, we've been through some very interesting church situations. For those of you who, grew up in a church or have years of experience in the church, we just went through a lot of stuff with that, and just kind of chronicalized all of that in the back of my mind, and just that part of me wanting to kind of get that out, and let people know, hey, listen, hey, well, this is what I kind of think, on this stuff. Not that you care, but I want to put something out there. So anyway, so I did. I started on YouTube. I remember telling my wife, I said, I'm going to start doing something on YouTube. I said, I ain't going to show my face, but I'll start it off with my using my voice or whatever, just like I did with the podcast thing. And that's what I did. And then from there, I started doing one video, led to another. Some of you guys have been with us all the way back when we did the video about Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond and Commission was, I grew up with them, not growing up like physically, but, with their music. And, at that time, Fred Hammond was doing some stuff. I was like, oh, I just had some questions about it, And I remember doing a video on that. Oh, I remember that. We started off in the fire for real. Because, you had the fans and everything coming out on that one. But anyway, so we went from that, and then, we were in the church. Well, no, actually, we had left the church. No, we were long out of the church by then. And we were just trying to follow the Most High, kind of the best way we could, or God, like people say, in the church or whatever. It ain't, people think they got a set name for them, I'm not saying Buddha, Muhammad, or anything like that. You get what I'm saying. And so I at that time, that's when on YouTube we came across I don't know. I'm trying to think what was going on in my life then. I'm just kind of taking you through everything. This is the one video. Like I said, I just want to get everything in. I'm trying to think here so y'all have it. So let's see. That was at the time I'm on YouTube. Not when I say on YouTube, I was actually searching through YouTube like many of you guys do on a daily basis. And I think that was around the time when I started seriously having questions about 9/11. And so that's when I said, let me start looking into this, man. Because that was for many of you who grew up, who were alive during that time. Wow. Man, I feel old. Please don't tell me you weren't alive then and you're watching. But anyway, but I remember during that time, I got on YouTube and I'm just looking. And I was just like, wow. I said, man, this really confirms a lot of stuff that I was thinking, in terms of 9/11. And I would run to my wife and tell her things. And she was like, what? We just passed the thing. I sent her videos and, check this out, and just looking at stuff. And just slowly but surely, I feel my brain starting to kind of peel out of the matrix a little bit, just a little bit. 9/11 was the biggie. And I think that goes for many of you too, who started kind of going down the rabbit trail, so to speak, on that one. And so then the issue of church came up because, we had been out of the church. We had left the church completely because we were just, we were just done. We were just done. We would try it and then we would go back in and then it would be something crazy that will happen. And it's just like, now I see why I left. Then we go back in at it again. And then and then by this time our children are getting older. So they started having questions and they wanted to, especially my son, he was like, hey, I want to check out this church. And I was like, please don't. I said, are you sure? I was like, how about this? How about we go out and do something? How about we do this or whatever? And he was like, I wanted, and then he said, my friend invited me to the church. I said, okay, cool. So that's what we did. And so it took him, and then we tried it a little bit, and I was just like, I can't do it. And so anyway, so we were in a period where it was just us, me, my beautiful wife, my friend. It's good to have a good friend. I tell you, I don't know if I definitely couldn't make it. I couldn't have made it without her. I'm telling you. Just through that, many times I just felt like I was losing my mind, and felt crazy. And I probably would have gone crazy if she wasn't with me, especially having my children too, to have them to bounce things off and to help them and to, teach them, in the ways of the Most High, the best way I could. And then also having, my mom, well, my parents, where I came up, my dad passed away, what was that, 2001, January 2001. And January 2001, or was that 2002? Wait a minute, 2002. Because 9/11 was 2001. And then, wait a minute. Yeah, it was 2002. It was 2002. I remember. Okay, so yeah, January 2002. And so anyway, so yeah, just going through all that. And then one thing led to another, where 9/11, I started looking at some other stuff. And then I started going back and, as far as the church stuff is concerned, I just had more questions. And then that led to flat earth. The whole flat earth thing. Now, I know we may have some people in here that may not remember. Taroya said, I remember 9/11. I was in the 7th grade. Oh no. Eyes old. Anyway, I started looking at the flat earth thing. And man, When I started looking at that, oh my goodness, you talking about just blowing my mind up. I was like, you mean to tell me that what? And then it was, and then see, I have to look at all of it. It's when like someone just came up to me saying, you know, the earth is flat. Because when I first heard about that, I was like, y'all gotta be kidding me. How are you bringing up this whole flat earth now? I thought that was settled a long time ago. How are you gonna say the earth is flat? What are you talking about? I said, these people are bored. They ain't got nothing to do. All this stuff I was saying, right? And then what happened was I started looking at it again. It was like the Most High was like, look at this again. I looked at it again, and then they had scriptures on top, and I was like, hold up, hold up. This is in the same Bible I've been reading all this time. And so anyway, I looked at that, and I was like, oh my goodness. There would be days I would be just staring up at the sky like, wow, this is. What else are they lying about? Because see, once, and then I saw like the NASA videos. Like if you look at some of them old NASA videos, you can see all the editing and stuff like that they were doing on that stuff. It's pathetic. Now that you understand, you can look at it and like, oh, y'all crazy. Oh my goodness. So anyway, then fast forward to that. I'm like, then what else is out there? What else they been lying about? And I come across Pastor Steve and Darby. Oh my goodness. And, you know, I've heard about Hebrews, the Hebrew Israelites. Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay. That was for me though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. It'd be like 5 or so minutes. Anyway, and so then I hear about Pastor Steve Darby. And when I you know, I'm scrolling because I've saw like Hebrew Israelite. I was like, okay, I ain't trying to hear that. I know these Negroes, you know, all these folk thinking that they're Hebrews, they're the real Hebrews of the Bible. The only ones I hear saying that are the guys on the street corner, and they just be screaming, hollering, and cussing at folks. I've seen them on YouTube, and they just as nasty and vile, and I don't have nothing to do with them. For real. I said, I definitely ain't trying to go down that road. But I just kept, anyway, so, but eventually he came up again, and it was the Negro land. And I was like, literally, I remember clicking on that and saying, I said, I'll just give him 5 minutes. 5 minutes turned to 10, and 10 minutes turned to the rest of the video. And when I was finished listening to him, I was stunned, to say the least. I was speechless. And the only thing I could do is send it to Nicole and say, you got to listen to this. And she listened to it and was like, what in the world is going on? Someone asked if my flat earth videos are still up. They should be. If they're not here on YouTube, we got them on other platforms, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. So once I heard that, I was like, what in the world? And then, of course, I start watching all of his videos, and it was just something. And then it was like a momentum there. It was definitely a momentum going on there. And then I, connected with, what was the other, there was another ministry that put out a video, a documentary that was really filling in the blanks on even more stuff. And I was sitting up there like, wow. Just realizing how many things have been hidden, because I reached a point in my life, and I told Nicole this. I said, when you are online, when you follow, on your news feed or whatever, you just get tired of just seeing the same stories over and over again about black folks, us shooting each other, us getting killed, all this other stuff. You just get tired of seeing this and hearing it over and over again. And so I was like, I said, God, there's got to be a purpose. There's a purpose that we just don't know. I said, I'm tired of this. Can you, I need for you to reveal to me who we really are. It was something along those lines. And then once that happened, and like I said, Pastor Darby came in, and it all began to really make a lot of sense. It began to make a whole lot of sense. And then it just was growth from there. And things just begin to fall into place. And, and see, for me, I'll listen to someone on YouTube, but then I'll just order 20 books, You know what I mean? Because I want to read and I want to find out more for myself, not just taking the word for someone on YouTube, but really trying to find out, the truth. And that's what we're about. We want the truth, and I still am like that, and because I'm like, man, all of these lies. And I guess what was going through my mind is my parents, their parents before them, all of these things that we've been lied about, and then that has put me on the road of us on the road of looking in the medical world and looking at all this stuff they've lied about that and lied about this, that, or whatever. And it's just been really something on that note. And then from there, let's see, still clinging on and saying, we're the Hebrews, and then started looking at that closer because everything if I'm part of something, if I'm into, I'm just looking at everything because I guess one of the good things I got out of the church was all the bad experiences. I had good experiences, but there were bad experiences I had as well where, I wasted many years of my life, because I did not ask questions. I just didn't, and so I'm not going through that again. I didn't want to go through that again. So I began to look at things closer. I began to see things, and I began to see many of the same patterns that I would see in the church. And we began to have a lot of questions about that. And so that led us down to, I guess, in the middle of that, we used to meet on Periscope, because our thing was just, no matter what, we're going to be about prayer. We're going to be praying for one another. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. We're going to pray until we hear from him. I mean, and I'm talking about, dear Lord, help me with my big toe. And, if your big toe hurt, we're going to pray for that too. But I'm saying, like, really trying to seek him and then really, getting into worship, and bringing other people and showing people how to, just in worshiping him, real worship. You know what I'm saying? And so we would listen to praise and worship music. And I tell you, I really like Periscope. That's the one platform I could say I really miss because it wasn't no foolishness. You can get on there. Look, not that I would. You can get on there butt naked and they'll be like, okay. You do whatever you want. It was none of that, but it was nobody doing anything. I mean, you would have to murder somebody before they would take you off. I mean, it wasn't like that. And so anyway, so we were just doing all that. And then one day we came across it was an article that I came across, and it was regarding some things that was going on in Congo. And wouldn't even think about Congo, wouldn't think about anything. Again, at this place in my life, where it's like the Hebrew thing, I'm starting to have some questions about that. There's some truth in it, but there's some other things, and so I looked at, so anyway, so the Congo thing came up, and it was a situation where they were having this big election. So I just really, and at them, it was just something about that story that stuck out to me. It's like the Most High said, you need to pray. I mean, really, really pray for that country. I mean, really pray for that country. And so what we did was, I mean, it was over a series of about a few weeks, and those videos may be still here on YouTube, not sure, where we were actually praying for the government. And when I say praying for the government, I mean, we were starting for the people first. We were praying for the women, all the women in that country that had been abused and raped and everything by their own countrymen. We were praying, we were rebuking the devil, we were rebuking demonic activity in that country. I mean, we were going through all of it, start with the women, the children, the women, the men, that the Most High would begin to work in their hearts and give them a love for their country and give them a love for their women, give them a love for their children. Give them a love again for order and justice and all of that. And we began to pray. We committed ourselves to that. Then we looked at the entire Congolese government. We began to go from the secretary all the way up to the president. And we just prayed. We spent many hours just praying for all of these different. I had a whole list that we printed out. We prayed again, didn't know anything about it, and then we came across someone who that heard about it. They were in the Congo, and well, they were from the Congo, and they heard about it, and they were like, "Man, this is awesome," whatever. And then we reached out, start connecting. They start filling in some blanks with some things, and again, like everything else, for me, I said I need to study and look at this more myself, and started to realize, wait a minute, there's a lot of some interesting things in this thing, and started to really see the connection between our people in the diaspora and the people of Congo. Now, again, before anyone jumps to any conclusions here, I do completely understand we have our people who, for those in the diaspora, it isn't just Congo. I understand that completely. You got the people in upper West Africa, in Ghana, Ivory Coast area. We are a mixture of many of these people, and no denial of that at all. Okay. But it was something about the Congo for us that really resonated, and we just stuck with that. And as we began to do that, we began to find out a whole lot of things, and especially for some of us, at least, that, we looked, who took the DNA test or whatever, and you see many of us in the diaspora, we do carry that strain, that the Congo strain. But it's not just that. I began to start looking at the different historical, I should say, the cultural practices of many of our people in the diaspora, and you always see it coming up, always, right? And regardless of where you are, you can be in the Caribbean, you can be in South America, you can be in Central America, you can be in Mexico, you can be wherever. You always see this thing coming up. And even here in America, we did a whole thing on that, right? And so and it's a reason why they call it the heart of darkness. They label Congo as the heart of darkness, as the heart of Africa. And there's a reason for that. Is a reason why Belgium out of all places, went there and just brutally just did what they did in that region. So anyway, so we began to start exploring that, and just finding out so many things, and even with looking at it from a historical perspective, and also looking at it biblically, looking at the scriptures and looking at that, and understand, and just saying, wait a minute, now there's some things in here that, what was it? The video from, what's the woman name that the video, the Eli, how you say it, hon?
Johnny John.
Yeah, Johnny John, that video. And it was when he was on the tree. And if you read that scripture, and it says that what they say is, Eli,
Lama Sabachthani.
Lama.
In the Bible?
Yes.
Lama Sabachthani.
Okay.
Lama Sabachthani.
And so when you read that scripture, it says, that is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? When you read that passage, there's nothing, I don't care what translation you get, it doesn't translate into Hebrew. That is not a Hebrew word. That is not a Hebrew word. And they even tell you in scripture that it's not a Hebrew word, and it's not a Latin word, and it's not a Greek word. And so I've never thought of it at all. Nobody's ever pointed it out to me. I just assume it meant, my God, why hast thou forsaken me, right? And so it wasn't until we came across Johnny John's video, and where she showed that almost to the same spelling, that this word didn't mean that. It meant this is for the Sabbath keepers, or the seventh day keepers, or day of rest. That's what it meant. Word for word in the Bantu language. And when we saw that, I was just blown away. That just broke. I was like, oh my goodness. Like I just like, wow. Because it sealed who I was. I understood now. I got it. And then that just opened all kinds of doors on that. And so I was like, because under the Hebrew umbrella, I felt like when we were in Christendom, just like in Christendom, I felt like once again, I feel like I'm trying to project myself on a culture that really isn't mine. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up with my parents saying shalom and all this other stuff. I didn't grow up with that, or we gonna celebrate the Sabbath or whatever. I didn't grow up with any of that. Maybe some of you did, but I did not. Okay. So it felt like I was putting on someone else's coat again. And so I was tired of that. And so that from there, it began this, again, it just opened up a whole bunch of doors and all of that. And then on our website, I even showed you, someone actually did the research, and they showed that there's over 700 words, if not more, words in the Bible that they tell you that, oh, these are Hebrew words. But when you look at it, when you compare it to the Kikongo language, the words are spelled almost the same. Kikongo, by the way, is first of all, Kikongo comes from where? That region of Africa, right? And that region of Africa was the beginning of civilization. So even though they may tell you that, hold on, is this YouTube trying to tell me? Oh, okay. I saw a YouTube notification. I was like, oh, y'all already at it. So anyway, so I saw that, what was I saying?
You were saying the Kikongo language is the oldest.
Oh, yeah. So if that's the oldest, where civilization began, do you think they were just walking around and just bumping on each other and going, no, they were talking. They were using a language. So if they were using a language, they were speaking. They were also writing it down. So that language is the oldest language. Again, you do a Google search and it'll say, oh no, it's up in it's the Middle East, it's up there. No, civilization began down in that part of Africa. That's where all of civilization began. And so we were able to find over 700 plus words that what it appears to be is that what they call Hebrew actually borrowed or stole, I should say, or copied from this Kikongo language. And we started seeing that. I was like, wow. I said, these devils. And so that just opened up a whole nother thing for us. And so, again, diligently seeking him. And so we had questions of, like I said, some of the things I was seeing in the Hebrew world, I started looking at things a little bit closer. Like people were like bringing up the different maps and stuff like that. And then I'll look at the maps and you can see, okay, y'all editing this stuff. Like you can literally see people were putting names of stuff on there and all this stuff. And I started really questioning the history that was being put out there. So that we spent a whole lot of time looking at that closer. And at the same time, giving everybody all the sources that we're using. We're not showing you a little clipped part and then making up the rest. No, we're going to give you the full context so you can see everything for yourself. We create a whole free library that's still in existence that you can check that out. Okay. So anyway, let's see. So we got to a point, I started seeing a lot of things within, I just say Hebrew land. It just was not lining up with holiness. That's probably the best way I can say it. It wasn't. There was a lot of things being tolerated. There were a lot of things that were being unsaid. And there was just a lot of stuff that I saw. And like I said, again, it's church, it's dress up church. It's costume church in many ways. The reason why I say costume is because, people, I got to wear my tassels. I got to wear this. I got to wear my head wrap and all that other stuff. And I just was like, even my wife, she was just like, no. And I'm thankful for, like I say, again, she just going to tell it, and, she's going to be honest. She's going to be real, just like I'm going to be real. I said, I just don't feel that. I just don't. It's just something about it just don't feel like me, like that's us, And so anyway, long story short, as we're exploring all of this and we start So we began to start looking at our own history here. So start right here in the States. And if you're in Caribbean or whatever, we start telling people, encouraging people, look at your own history, start from where you are and start going back, and you'll begin to see how hand of the Most High throughout your own family. We started pointing out different things within our history, things that line up with things that were mentioned in the Bible. Praise and worship. We did a series on instruments in the Bible, and where many of these instruments that you find in the Bible, from what they call the tambourine and all of that stuff. We talked about the harp. We talked about, there was some other things. All of these things can be found in Africa. Okay. And all of them are. And then I showed you all of it. We went through all the history of all of these instruments, and what they were and where they actually came from. They didn't come from this little strip called what they call today Israel. They didn't come from that. All of these things came from Africa, and we showed you all of those things. And so that was quite exciting too, to rediscover a lot of that stuff as well. But the one thing too, as I mentioned that when I say they came from Africa, let me be very clear here. I'm not saying all of Africa is our people. Okay. I'm not saying that at all. No, not at all. I would tell you that's not the case at all. It's not the case. There are people on the continent that ain't our people. And I'll just say it this way. The Bible even says it like this. If any man does not have the spirit of Isaiah, he's none of his. So we're looking beyond the color here when it comes to that kind of stuff, because there are people out here that do not carry his spirit. They don't. They may have knowledge, but they don't have his spirit. Do you understand what I'm saying? And see, what's unfortunate is for many of our people, you're following knowledge, but you do not have his spirit. And because you don't have his spirit, that means you don't know who to follow, who don't have his spirit. You just blindly in the blind, basically. You understand? So anyway, so there were relationships that we established on the continent. Many people, some we still have, but we started looking closer at, we said, okay, this is part of our history. Okay, we're claiming this. What I was seeing in the Hebrew world was, no, that ain't us. They ain't our people. Well, some of them are, but no, we came from Israel. Then we made our way to Portugal, Spain, and then we got on a little ferry boat and came over to America, that kind of thing, and it's like, no. And I just began to start seeing just a genuine, in many cases, it was a lot of shade and a lot of bitterness towards people on the continent. I didn't like that at all. I did not like that. I was like, no, there's something about that that's way off. I can't get down with that. You know what I mean? Talking about the whole continent with all Hamites and all this stuff. I said, no, we don't buy into that. That ain't us here on this platform. Okay. We don't buy into that. Okay. Not at all. And so anyway, so we started looking at, we're looking, at the Congo and Bantu stuff and all of that. Then we start looking at the spirituality piece of it, because some of these individuals that were sharing some information from the continent, they started going into some directions. I was like, okay, well, we need to look at this a little bit closer. But I allowed some of them to have, there was one individual we actually had on our platform for just a little bit, because I wanted him to be heard out all the way so that people and us, we can have the opportunity to hear them out, and have a forum where we can ask questions later on. Then, of course, you had some of the Hebrews who saw this and immediately jumped into and started saying, oh, you know what they're teaching. Listen to what they're teaching. They're getting into voodoo. They're getting into the witchcraft and all of it. Listen to what they're saying. Look at them. They're having you worship rocks, and they were getting all of this, jumping way ahead. And we're sitting up here like, niggas, what y'all talking about? We ain't nobody. We're just listening. That's what you do if you're trying to find out the whole matter, But yeah, we had to deal with that in the meantime while we were trying to listen. And then over time, as we started listening and looking at, there were things that they shared that was right on, that was very helpful, and we still use some of that today. Now, but there were other things as we started looking at the character of these individuals that was not right. And so that prompted us to begin to start looking into the whole thing of African spirituality, because that's where the direction they were trying to bring us down. So I was like, no, we ain't going to just dive right into that. We're going to look at this, because I said, number one, and I said this the whole time, I said it would be very arrogant of myself or anybody to assume that you can explain all of African spirituality. There's no way that can happen. But what we can do is actually, let's listen to what these people who are teaching it to us, let's take that and let's explore what they're saying, and let's look at that as opposed to going all over the place. And that's what we did. And man, the people you thought, at first they were like all friendly and all that. And then when we start looking at that and start having serious questions and calling stuff out for what they were and saying, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is not it. We ain't doing that. When they started saying that, you need to having a conversation with your ancestors and all that stuff, we said, nope, we ain't doing that. Cause not doing that at all. We're not guided by our ancestors have left examples for us to follow. We'll take that. But we ain't setting up no little altars and saying, come on, Uncle Joe, come on back. Can you help me with my balance my checkbook and all that stuff? I'm saying, no, we ain't doing that stuff. And we ain't doing that. So we had to call them out on that stuff. And man, folk got mad. That whole crowd got mad. They got angry, man. So, but like we said, we're going to stand for truth. We're going to ask questions and we're going to encourage other people to do it. We had the same thing with the whole pew thing as well. That was prior to the whole African spirituality thing. We started going through that and start looking at that closer and started asking questions about that. And as soon as we start asking questions about that, now all of a sudden there's all hell breaks loose. Oh, you don't be listening to them. You had Hebrews that were on campaigns to try to either take to get people to unsubscribe from our channel. They were spreading all kinds of lies and rumors, things that weren't even true. These are people supposedly of the Most High doing this stuff. So we were like, okay, that confirms some things. Okay, and that confirms some things. So we have been through a lot. But in the meantime, it's been a wonderful experience because we have an opportunity to meet so many wonderful people, and quite a few of you guys are in here. And I know I got the ghost followers too that are, you waiting and whatever, but we don't care. But anyway, so yeah, we have been through a whole lot. Out of this, we have also, we started Threema. Okay. Oh, well, back up. There were lessons that I learned. What are some of the lessons I learned? I love seeing our people win. I love seeing our people win. I love seeing our people succeed. And I never, ever, ever ask anything in return when it comes to that. And that's not me just patting myself on the back. It's not that at all. It's just that I know how hard it is to start things up, especially when you're trying to do for yourself. And so so yeah, there was times where we would promote other businesses. We say, hey, listen, we're just going to open the mic up, call in, promote your business, do that and all that stuff. And we had people calling in and doing just that and all that and loved it. And, and then we had a little blow on that. One individual in particular decided to basically, okay, you promoted me. Okay, next week, let me do a video and I'm going to call him out on something. I'm like, Negro, what? And so we had that going. So that for me, I was like, okay, I'm done. There was a social media. Someone came up to me and they said, hey, listen, I would like to, because I was trying to create our own social media platform similar to like Facebook. I was trying to do that. And, some people, it was a little still confusing. Then I had someone that said, hey, listen, I can do it for you. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. Did that. And then, that was exciting at first. And then saw that weaponized against us as well. So it made me a little gun shy when it comes to promoting stuff. So it ain't that I'm always going to promote people. I'm still going to do that because I love him and I love his people. So that we'll still do that. That's not, but it's these are hard lessons that we learned along the way, when it comes to that kind of stuff. And so I remember the video, and I'm probably bouncing back a little bit. The video that my wife and I did, where and you can go back. I think it's called "We Are Under His Banner." We wave His banner, or we're under His banner. We are His, or something like that. You can do that. And basically, that was us making the statement that what we are and what we ain't. And if you haven't seen that video, we were very, very clear on that. So you can check that one out. And so that was just another line in the sand that we had to draw, because when you got all these voices and stuff, you got to draw the line, man, somewhere, because otherwise you'll be confused. And so we started, out of that, we started Threema, because I saw a need for us to come together as a people, but not come together where it's another social media platform where we just going to be, did you see this news report? Did you see that time when Biden, he was up there on stage and he was throwing this up and all this? I'm like, okay, I'm tired of all of that. We already know they have their own language and they do all the signs and stuff like that. Okay, let's get over that. Okay, how about we build some? How about we start doing tangible things to address the needs of our people? How about we do that? It's easy to come together and talk about, revelations and stuff like that. And that has its place and that's important. But we got folks around us that are sick. We got people who are about to lose their home. We got people who need food. We got people who need, trying to get their kids out of public school into private school or homeschool or whatever. So we created a platform on Threema that allowed us to do that. And and it's still going fairly well, and we're still building. I tell people all the time, that's a slow build, because you're dealing with people. And you got people that either got different agendas or have no agenda or just sleep, so you got all kinds of folks on there. So it takes time for things to kind of even out and to level out and all of that. You just got to be patient, and just, love his people the best way you can and help where you can. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey, to say the least. So anyway, all of that being said, I think I've taken you through just a good part of our story here on YouTube. YouTube has been very instrumental, in helping us with all of that and, with many things. But as you have seen, many of you have seen, YouTube has, it's just a matter. It's a matter of time. YouTube has become a place where it's now a place where they are enforcing their agendas that have been written long ago. And so their agendas are, they want to create their own digital society, basically a plantation where, where speech is what they deem it to be, And a lot of times I would see people who get mad and say, what about my freedom of speech? This is our freedom of speech. What you got to understand is that's in America. That's not in the digital world. Okay, the digital world is its own nation. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, these are nations. You got to look at them as actual countries and digital countries. And in those countries, they have their own laws and they have their own rules. That's just how it works. And so they are on their agenda, and, there's certain things they not going to tolerate. So we began to start seeing, especially when I never had a problem with them taking videos off or them striking me until COVID came. When that came, we began to, we had to make a decision, are we going to, it was a decision because by that time I was putting videos on not BondTube. I was putting on BitChute. And was there another platform? I'll just say BitChute for now. Oh, we got, thanks to you guys, we established BondTube, a whole thing. And we're going to go through all of that in a minute, in a little bit, okay? Because this is the point of this broadcast that you're watching right now, is for me to show you one more time all of the places that we can be found. Okay. So that's the whole point of this. And so when what came, we had to make a choice. Do we tell the whole truth on YouTube and take the risk, Or do we just try to put it on another platform that we know that a lot of people, you just ain't going to click because you didn't get the notification from YouTube? So we took the risk and we said, no, we're going to tell the truth. And we're going to tell the whole truth, particularly as it pertains to our people. I mean, on this platform. And if they're going to strike us or whatever, then so be it. But we're going to tell the truth. And that's exactly what we did. And we were going hard, man. We were telling, there was some things, we would say as much as we could. And then if there was more information, we would always provide links. We would provide documentation. We provide things that you would need, to share with whomever in your family and all that stuff. And so we were providing all of that information, and we was doing that hard. And then YouTube, after a while, they started going in and saying, oh, you can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. No, you can't say that. And started taking things down and all of that. And so at that point, for me, when they did that, I was like, okay, screw that. So we started, that's when we really start putting a lot of that info on our platform, BondTube, or my BondTube. And I'll show you that a little bit, where we can just speak freely. And then Odyssey came around and we was able to put our stuff on there as well, where we can provide all that information. But in the meantime, what we started doing is on YouTube, we started cutting back and not sharing as much information, but putting more of that information on those other platforms. But what we noticed is, like right now, there's 282 viewers on here right now. What we notice is we're giving the same information that we be giving here on YouTube, but simply because it's not on YouTube, people just tune out. They just wouldn't even bother to click for whatever. And I'll explain that in a moment. It's a spiritual thing, quite honestly, because what it ties to is, I think for many of us, and I don't think we realize this, and I'm not just saying this because of me, because I've seen this with other people, other groups as well. What these nations, these digital nations, what they have done is that they have buried in our brains where, unless it's on their platform, otherwise, if it's not validated by them, then it's not something valid or worth your time or your attention. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to in a lot of cases, is that they have programmed many of our people to see, once again, that we still need white validation. We need their validation in order for this to be worth my time to listen to. And like I said, again, I'm not saying that just because of what we've experienced, but I've seen a lot of great content creators that have been on YouTube that had a lot of numbers, but then as soon as they go off on another platform, it's like people forget about them. And my thing is this: you cannot be like that. You can't be one of those people, because there's a lot of great content out there, just period. A lot of stuff that we pull from a lot of these great content creators that are on these different platforms that would never make it on YouTube. So you can't, so it's something, it's been buried. We've been programmed to think, like I was talking about the flat earth thing. I would say, even when it comes to this, it's like we have been programmed to think that something is only valid if it's on YouTube, if it's on Facebook, if it's on Instagram, if it's on TikTok. If it ain't on those platforms, then I ain't going to bother to click. And so, and I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but it is the case for, I would say, many people. So that brings us to where we are today. So what YouTube started doing, now I'm going to bring it to more recent history. So there was a video that we did where we interviewed a medical professional, doctor. She had her own she was a nurse practitioner. Sorry. She was a nurse practitioner. And this woman, she had her stuff together. She had her own, set up her own office and all of that. And she was basically breaking down all the right? But this is an individual who was, in the past, she was questioned by, I think it was either Reuters or AP or something like that, because she was being quoted in something she said, and they were like trying to take her stuff down, and she was able to prove with the studies and the research, no, this is correct. And so they came back and they was like, oh snap, okay, I guess we don't know what we're talking about. and they took care of, they left her alone. So we had that woman on, and when we had her on, she, said what she did, whatever. And so the video was up. It was fine. No problem. And then here comes YouTube, said, we got to take that down. So they took that down. That was strike one. Then there was a video that, it was another video we did. They said this violates our medical, whatever, according to the World Health Organization or whatever. I looked at that video and there was literally nothing in that video that was medical. We weren't even talking about anything medical in that video, but somehow, some way they came up to the conclusion that it was violated their medical misinformation policy, and they took the video down. And I had no recourse at all, even though they give you a little place where you can contest it. I did just that. I said, there's nothing in this video that's medical. If there is, give me the timestamp. Well, I knew I wasn't going to get an answer on that, but nonetheless, they said, well, we decided, meaning the AI, we decided that we're going to take it down anyway. And that's what they did. So they took it down. So strike two, that's where we are today. And during the second week, this past week, I get another message from YouTube, and YouTube basically said we had to take another video down because it violated our medical misinformation policy. But we see you have 2 strikes, so we're going to be nice this time. It was that time. It was that kind of stuff. So I was like, whatever. So now we're at a place at this channel right now, where what's happening is they can find any video at all, even though I didn't say anything medical in this broadcast. They're not looking at the new stuff I'm doing. They're going back, and anything at all that they deem that is violating anything, they can take it down. And then once they do that, then the channel is gone by their account, not me. The channel is going to remain. But I'm just not going to post anything like we did before, and I'll explain that in a moment. So that's where we are right now. It's like, so what they do is they try to get you backed in a corner where they try to get you all scared and nervous, like you walking on eggshells and I can't say anything, and they want me to start throwing up signs. All of that. I'm not that person. Okay. If I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. So that you can understand. That's how I communicate. I don't communicate with all the other stuff. You know what I mean? I communicate just straight up so you understand exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Not going to start training people. If I blink my eye twice, that means this. If I blink not doing that. Okay. Not doing that. Not holding up flashcards. We're not doing anything like that. We're just going to tell you straight up. And so that's, they want to put a sense of fear in you where you all scared and on edge, and we're not going to operate like that. So what we did was made the decision. I said, you know what? I'm done. We're officially done. So what's happening is we are now, all of our future broadcasts, like what you're seeing right now, is not going to be here on YouTube any longer. I'm not uploading anything else here on this platform. What I will do, however, is if we, from time to time, if we're about to go live, I will jump on here real quick and say, hey, listen, we're about to go live on these platforms. Come on over. We're about to go live, and then click. We're done. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not giving YouTube any more of our content. All right. So it's going to be very important for you to pay attention to these 2 areas that I'm going to show you. And then from there, I'll show you all the platforms that we're on. Okay. We're going to go through our Linktree page again. And so that it can be very clear, and you know exactly where to find us for those who want to find us. You may not want to find us, but now we got 318 people in the room. I don't think that's the case, but again, like we said, we're not about the numbers at all. Never have been. The Most High, he will bring those that need to be brought, and those that don't, he'll keep them away. And that's how I like it. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'll start showing you, when we get to, we'll get to that part. Anyway, so let me go to our Linktree page. Okay, we're going to start with Linktree. I saw some people in the house saying that they were having problems with Linktree, which I don't really understand how you could, but hey, that's all right. That's why we're here. Okay, to help you out.
Maybe it was the old link.
Yeah, maybe it was the old link. And so anyway, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you the link, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. All right, so let me go ahead and put that in the chat for you so you can have that for your records, okay? All right, so this is the link right here. I just put it in there in the chat. All right. Okay, so now what we have done is this, so that you guys are up to date and up to speed on what we're doing. Okay, so once you go to that link, make sure it says Journeyman and Woman. On the front part of our page, our intro video on the intro video that we have on YouTube, here on YouTube, it had the old link. So some of y'all may have been clicking on that one. It was a Linktree, but it was said Issachar Online. It's not Issachar Online anymore. It's Journeyman and Woman. All right. I just put the link in the chat for those that were having technical difficulties or whatever, and you couldn't reach it. Please could you put in the chat? Let me know. Yes, I just copied it. All right. Because I want to make sure you follow along. OK. All right. So now what we have done is this. All right. So we have created our own community page. All right. I'm going to show you several pages at this point of the broadcast right now. The only one that you need to know is the page that you're on right now, because on this page, it has all the other links. As long as you have this link, you're straight. OK, and so you don't have to get confused. There ain't nothing to get confused of. Just remember there's one link and you're going to be good as gold. All right. So make sure we're just taking our time. I want to make sure that I'll put the link in the chat one more time. I want to make sure that people have it. All right. So if you need it, you go ahead and do it. And like I said, and if you're not getting notifications, because I know Odyssey gives notifications and I also know Rumble does. I don't know how reliable that stuff is. You just have to make a mental note, that, hey, listen, maybe once a day or whatever, I'll check them out or whatever, but don't even depend on notifications, because we see how that goes, regardless of what platform you're on. Okay. All right. So here we go. So once you get on this page, the first thing you'll see is we created our own community page. All right. Because we're still going to use the community page on YouTube. I'm going to show you how it's going to go down. Okay. I want to have that up on the screen here. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Just want to take y'all through this so you get it. Hold on. Okay. Just so that y'all can see where to go. All right. Yeah. Someone said I just copied it. Okay, good. Make sure. Yeah. Just acknowledge in the chat that that you got it. And shout out Thoughts Camera Action. Yeah. He knows all about this. They've been relentless on his platform too, when it comes to censorship and all of that. That's what they do. So anyway, here we go. So for those who don't know, if you've never seen, he keeps mentioning this community page or community tab or whatever. Okay. When you go to our main YouTube page, why they pick this thumbnail for my video here? I'm going to change that. Anyway. There was another video they took down too. The one I did about, there was this video going around of, they were saying that the Hebrews were black. They were black, and they were, and it was actually a video from like somewhere else in Africa or something like that. I had that video up, and then they took it down. That was another one they took down. I'm like, but they put some kind of error on there. It was like, no, there was no error on the video. But anyway, so when you get to the main YouTube page, our main YouTube page, you see what I got here? You see my mouse right here? You see where I'm this flashing? It says community. All right. You want to click on that. When you click on that, that's going to bring you to our community page here on YouTube. Okay. Sometimes you may get this to come through your timeline. Sometimes you don't. I'm just going to tell you, this is going to be the section going forward. Our main point of contact or communication on YouTube is going to be the community page, not the videos. It's going to be the community page. Okay. So anyway, so you see they, allow me to post something on here. So anyway, so as you can see right here, this post I did yesterday, we are no longer, I told you, we're making changes. We're adjusting to the times we're in. So we're not, Four Corners Radio. We ended that. We're no longer going to be doing Four Corners Radio. No longer. We're done. Okay. That served its purpose. Now we are going to, but we're still going to be looking at news and things like that, like we've been doing. But instead of it being called Four Corners Radio, is now going to be called Off Plantation Radio. OPR. NPR? Well, we got OPR. You're listening to OPR Radio. I got to do that one. You're listening to Off Plantation Radio. Find your freedom. So that's what it's going to be called. So anytime you see OPR, you know what it is. All right. It's OPR. That's Off Plantation Radio. If the only way you get reception is when you're off the plantation. The reception is pretty bad on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to be able to get it on YouTube. You're going to have to go to the other platforms that we're going to tell you about in a moment. Okay. So anyway, how it's going to go going forward on our community posts, on community page, it's going to have, I'm going to have like a one-liner, like, hey, such and such, whatever. Then I'm going to have a link and that's it. It ain't going to be anything else. The long posts I would write in the past and all that. Nope. We done with that. We ain't giving YouTube anything else. All right. It just be a line and a link. I might put an image there, but you click on that link to get to the rest of everything else. Okay. So let me go back here. So that link is going to bring you to this page, the Linktree page. At the very top of the page, you're going to see new community page. You click on that and it's going to bring you to my blog. I right now, it's still Issachar Online. Just, that's what it is right now, but I'm going to change that. And I'm going to also change the template because I really am not liking this template because the text comes out so doggone small. So anyway, so yesterday I did a new update. All right. So once again, you do not have to memorize the link to this page. You don't have to memorize the link to this page. All right. You just got to know Linktree. You click on that, click on this here that I just told you, and it's going to bring you right over to here. All right. And there you go. All right. And so it will say that. The other day it says something else. The other day it says something else. Okay. That's going to be our community page. Anytime we link to something on our community, it'll bring you right to this page. Okay. All right. So there you go. All right. So that's our brand new community page. We're trying to get off of YouTube Plantation, and we're trying to help as many folks as possible to get off the plantation too. All right, so let's scroll down here. I'm gonna go through every part of this Linktree page. So are you guys clear? Is anybody on here? You can put it in the chat. If you're not clear and I can't figure it out, I don't understand, please put it in the chat. Don't. Nobody here is gonna make you feel stupid or no need to feel crazy or stupid or whatever. Just want to make sure that I'm very clear. That's all. All right. All right, so then this section here, we have special needs. So as you know, we have our sister, Alicia, that was still going through, her situation. And it sounds like she's doing much, much better, thanks to many of y'all. But eventually this part will be taken down. Anytime there's like an immediate need or emergency for somebody, we're going to always prioritize that and put that at the very, very top. Okay, so the things you really need to know will always be at the top. So community page, The link will be at the top. Then the special needs, we had that section there. Then let's scroll down to this part here. Latest media. When you see it wiggling like that, sometimes it's going to go, it'll go, it'll flicker, it'll do something else. The button that you see kind of like click, 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 doing something animated, that means that's the latest info that we have uploaded. Okay, that's the latest info. All right. Now, it just so happens yesterday, this one and this one, No More Lies, and then Light Frequency Electricity, we did both of those yesterday. So I just went with this one. Okay. All right. And so someone said, can't figure it out. Tell me, Charlene, type in there what you can't figure out. Okay. Or maybe you're talking about something else. Not sure. Anyway. So latest media is all in here. Okay. And then as you scroll through here, like, for example, let me see. Did I not know? Okay. Let me show you one I can give you an example. Anytime when we upload a video, this one I'm not recording the audio. Anytime we upload a video, what I will do is you will see, let's say, for example, because I think I took them all down. Let's say, for example, this one up here, it's abandoning his truth. The button right under it will be the audio version of it, and that will take you to our SoundCloud. All right, and we're going to get to SoundCloud in a moment. All right. Oh, I meant to show y'all my shirt too. I'm gonna show y'all my shirt in a little bit. When we get to Samba Tree, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna show you my shirt. Video platforms. Okay, here we go. Pay close attention, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so YouTube, you already familiar with this plantation. We done with them. All right, BondTube. Let's go to BondTube. Hold on for a second. I thought I have all them other ones up except BondTube. Let me go there. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up here. All right, here we go. MyBondTube.com. Many of y'all heard of this. Me say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is our platform, mybondtube.com. All right. Not Bondtude, Bondtube, like YouTube. All right. Someone said, question, the link tree page, will it still be on YouTube, or are you transferring the link tree to other platforms? The link to Linktree will be on YouTube. It will be in the community section where you click on that Linktree page. All right. But the actual page is always going to be the same place. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, so real quick here, let's just go through it real quick. This has been steadily growing. And like I said, thanks to many of you who have been adding things to this. And I mean, we have a lot of stuff that's being added on here. We got one sister here, Melissa. Was it Melissa Brown? Well, Melissa Brown, you can see she added stuff. I got CC, she's adding stuff. There was another sister on here too that was adding a lot of Survivor stuff. A lot of videos that have been some videos that have been removed off of YouTube and maybe on other platforms. Maybe they're hard to find. It's documentaries that we need to know about, that have great information for our people that we need to be paying attention to. We are slowly and daily been adding those things, that content to this page. We got hundreds and 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 hundreds of videos on here. Don't think that this platform is just all of us, just my wife and I. No, sir. No, there's a lot of stuff on here. We got all kinds of documentaries, shows, movies, things like that. In fact, a little bit later on, I'll stream a movie after that. Okay. My treat. Okay. I'll stream a movie a little bit later on, this evening on BondTube. Okay. And, anyway, so you can go through this on your own time and you can see, all the videos and all the content that we have on this, platform. Okay. So I'm just kind of going through it. You can look at yourself. I'm not going to call these things out, but you can see it, for your own. As far as like Nicole and I, any teaching that we do, This will be and a lot of times we may refer to some content that we found on a particular video. This is where you will find those actual videos. We put all of that on there. We believe in just making sure we're sharing all of our stuff so you can have access to all of that. Where was the video? So even the medical stuff, all the medical stuff that we've done, and really going into the details of all this stuff where we can speak freely, it's all here on this platform. Okay. Right here is, if that still should be up. I got to check and see if it's still up. I think it is. This is a gift to our BondTube subscribers. All you got to do is watch this video here and you'll see exactly, it will give you access to a lot of things. Okay. I'll just going to say that and just keep it moving. That's a gift to all of our BondTube subscribers. As you can see, I've uploaded some old school shows and things like that. There's a lot of content on here. Just take the time and you can just go through it. And like I said, we're adding stuff to this every day, not just me, but many other great subscribers, and some of y'all have uploaded stuff from like Thoughts Camera Action, maybe some of your own stuff, whatever. We don't mind, it's for us. Now, what we don't tolerate is when people are lying. Okay. Let me just tell you that real quick. I'll share with you a quick story on that. There was an individual that uploaded a video not too long ago, and they had some stuff on there. I mean, talking about these maps, going back to the whole map thing. And I'm looking at the maps and I was like, I asked them, I said, oh, can you share with me the direct link to that map? I said, I would like to check it out. And, they were trying to make the case that, yeah, this is where we come from. But I'm looking at the map. I'm like, dude, that's a Photoshop thing. So I asked them, I want, hey, send me the link, to the direct link to this map. You know what they said? They said, well, we can't share that with you because it's part of our private family collection. And we don't want to put the people who live in that part of the world in harm's way. So we keep it private. It's like, okay. I said, I really tried, y'all. And I said, but, and what I told him was this. It's, as far as like, like I said, for us, and how we teach and the things we teach, we're not telling everybody's got to conform to exactly what we teach and exactly what we believe and that kind of stuff. No, nobody's like, Lean, I ain't got time to be looking at everyone's stuff. It's not like that at all. But what we not going to tolerate is when people are willingly lying to our people. We're not going to tolerate that at all. I don't care what cap you wear. The video I did yesterday, it's like I said, that was part one of an entire broadcast we did. It's called No More Lies. You need to watch that. And we're very serious, and we're putting our foot down on that. It's not white people that I'm having to double and triple check now. It's our own people, using all kinds of trickeries and lies and stuff to try to push certain agendas. And these people are straight up lying. And so with that, we take that very seriously. So we removed their whole channel and I said, adios. And then of course they responded, well, we don't need BondTube anyway. Well, apparently you did until I said something. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's the craziness stuff that we encounter. You only hearing a smidgen of it. But anyway, so that's BondTube. Okay. So yeah, check that out. That's one of our platforms. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. Okay. Get that up here, BondTube. The next one is Odyssey. So let's go take a quick trip to Odyssey so you can look at that. And here's our Odyssey page. Okay. And Odyssey has an app that you can download, and you can check that out. And that's, interactive and, whatever. So you can, it'll notify you and all that stuff. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, whatever. But it has an app. I'm just letting you know. So you can just go to your app store and you can download it. Odyssey has all of our videos, all of the videos that we've done all the way from the beginning. So if YouTube says we're going to take off your video and they remove a video like this one here, YouTube removed this video, you can just come right here and watch it. All right. So all of the videos that we have on our YouTube platform, you can find it right here. Okay, on Odyssey. It's all backed up here. Okay, so that's Odyssey. And then now BitChute. Let's take a trip to BitChute. Now, BitChute wouldn't allow me to, or at least I couldn't find out how to change the name. Maybe that's what it is. I couldn't figure out how to change the name. BitChute. Okay, so BitChute has backed up most of our videos from the past. Not all of them, but most of them. And BitChute is another platform here you can come to. And we have a slow and steady following on YouTube. I was like, wow. I mean, and this is a whole nother group of people. I don't think this is y'all. This is a whole nother group of people that have been watching and following us here on BitChute. So we got our own little thing on BitChute, people. And I'm just like thanking the Most High for that. These are people that we probably would never have been able to reach, and so we're so grateful for that. We've been on BitChute for some time now. And so this is another place where now, since I'm not going to be uploading anything automatically, I'm not going to be uploading on YouTube. What's going to happen now is I have to manually upload any video that we do on BondTube. I have to manually upload it to all these platforms. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. So BitChute, that's the next platform. Okay. And the next one, the newbie to the family, is Rumble. All right. So you go on Rumble. There you go. We are on Rumble, y'all. Okay. And I think I tried getting on them before, getting there before, but I don't think they were all like set up or something like that. And I said, I'll try it again. So anyway, so how do you find us on Rumble? You just type in Journeyman and Woman. All right. And is it? Hold on now. Journey. Did I spell that right? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's all one word. Sorry. Journey, man, and woman. There you go. All right. So you just click on that and there you go. So all of our videos are on Rumble. They all been backed up. So you can come here, and Rumble also has a app as well. You can download that. Okay. All of our videos are backed up on here. Okay, so very excited about that. All right, so, and that's it. So we're on BondTube. So again, BondTube, Odyssey, BitChute, and Rumble. All of our videos are on there. Okay. All right. Some of these things I'm not going to have to go through all of this, but I'm just going through, whatever. Video features. That's, we got Peace Radio. We did one for Peace. Some of this stuff I'm going to kind of reorganize. Peace Radio, we'll be doing more of that again. Peace Radio, for some of you who don't know, that's let's see. Peace Radio is when we just do time of praise and worship, reading the word and praying for one another. Okay. And then as you scroll down here further, you'll see these are different series that we have been, teaching series that we've done. And so right now we're on light, frequency, and electricity. There you go. Re-examining what we've been told, a closer look at the Torah. Who told you that? True Biblical Location series. This one is not my videos. That's videos from another a YouTuber, and we just, and YouTube again was going after them. So we said, let's get those videos and let's upload them somewhere so that people will still be able to access it. So we did that. Podcast and radio. We're also on SoundCloud. So remember, all the videos that we do, we always back up, and most of the time we will back up we'll do the audio as well, record the audio portion, and we'll upload it on SoundCloud. Let's just take a quick trip to SoundCloud, and there you go. So you'll find all our videos. The audio of our videos on SoundCloud. And I also have to put on many of the videos, the audios at the broadcast that I do for WONI radio. I got to put that on there too, but I'll do that one day. Today I'm just trying to chill today, for real. Anyway, so stores. Now we're at the store section. Oh, you know what? I'll do that. I'm gonna save that for last. All right. We'll get the store projects. Again, you can click on that. You can look at that. I've talked about those before. Thank you for your support. And we really do. We really thank each and every one of you. For those of you who pray for us, We really thank you for that. For those that, have contributed to the work that we do here, we really appreciate that. If you don't hear back from us, sometimes how it comes in, it's not an email address that we can email you back. So please don't take it personally. Oh, they took my money and didn't even say thank you. I don't have an email address to use. I can email you back to tell you thank you, but just trust me. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. So how are the ways you can contribute to the work that we do here? If you want to, not, that's fine too. We have PayPal. That's one that goes to this, what we're doing here. If you don't like PayPal, you can use Cash App. It's right there. And then if you want to support specifically BondTube, there's a separate link for BondTube, separate. That goes right here. You can click on that, okay? I'll probably be sending an email soon to this list here. This one is like anytime there's something very important that goes down, with YouTube and what they're doing right now, I could have sent that out, but we just been busy. But this basically is like if there's like a 911 emergency that our people need to know, all you got to do is click on this and you just put in your email address and that's it. It goes to a list that we don't sell it. We ain't sharing it with anybody. It's just to a spreadsheet list that we keep. So that way, if websites go down or whatever, we can still have a way of communicating with people and letting you know, okay, this is what's up or whatever. Okay. So yeah, someone asked, is there an app for this platform, Linktree? I believe there is. I know they do have an app. It's but you don't really need the app. You just need to know the link and you can just bookmark it. Yeah. The app that I'm aware of, it's for those who have a Linktree page and you use it to admin, to administrate the page. That's what it is. And that's it. So that's our community. That's our Linktree page. And so, like I said, again, make sure you bookmark it. Let me put it in the chat one more time. And then we're going to go to our Samba tree. We're going to talk about that for a moment. Okay. And there you go. So I put the link in there and there you go. So now let's take a trip to Samba tree. And just for those who don't know, we started that off just as a way of really trying to educate our people and, be it a tool or resource that, where our people can not only learn about some of these wonderful things, natural things that are out here, but also you can buy if you want, to better your life and all of that stuff. And so anyway, but yeah, it's really about that. And so anyway, so let me go ahead and click on the Samba tree link and here you go. Okay. So if you haven't been here and this is your first time on Samba tree, make sure you fill this out here real quick. We promise you, we ain't going to bury you in emails, but this is just to let you know anytime when we're getting ready to release something, you'll be the first to know. Okay. And this is going to be especially crucial now with it being, we're not going to be on YouTube, we're pulling back on YouTube. So make sure you get on that email list. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to adjust this camera here and I have, let's see. I think I got this right. Is everything right? Let me see. I'm trying to get this thing focused here. Let me see. I can't see.
Dwayne, the camera is pointing.
I know. Hold on.
I have a question though.
Before you ask your question,
brother man, how you gonna do a saying goodbye video? And that's too far. That's too far, baby. And I'm at the store. I literally, he was like, "Oh, I'm going live. I'm gonna go live on YouTube." I was like, "Oh, okay." I come home and I'm like, "Oh, he's talking." I'm like, Why is he walking down memory lane? And then I open up YouTube and it says saying goodbye. I'm like, no, this brother did not start doing a saying goodbye video. And I'm out running the streets.
Anyway, will you forgive me?
You know what? Yes, I forget. Okay, Dwayne.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness. That's your brother. That's your brother. Right, he just does it.
So you can, while you're doing that, I'm gonna try.
What you doing?
I'm gonna do this But you go ahead. I'm trying to get this camera together.
Okay. Well, anyway, as far as, hey, everybody in the chat's like, hey, I don't even really feel like it's a goodbye. You know what I mean? We're just stepping off of one quote unquote stage and keeping it moving on the others. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those that would like to come on with us can just come on. And it's as simple as that. That's kind of how I see it, how I view it. But in any event, for those that I'm trying to look at the chat and talk, but for those, hey, brother Willie Rivers, how you doing? Brother Willie is always saying what's up in the chat. And I don't know if you ever see his name. So what's up, brother Willie? What's up? But yeah, so y'all, we love you. We love you so much. And at the end of the day, I'm very, very glad that, all the reporting and everything that we did on COVID. Yes, I said it. No, but on COVID and everything else related. I'm glad we did all that reporting, and I would do it again, doggone it. I would do it again. Huh? What? Yes, I would do it again. Okay. And all the videos that they want to snatch down or whatever, we did it because the Most High said do it. We did it and we reported on these things because he said, go tell my people, go and warn them about this and that. And that's exactly what we did. And I would do it again. And I would do it again. And it was there and it was up there for the moment and the time that it was there for. And the people that were supposed to hear it heard it. And whatever videos they decide to take down, whether they find another video, an old video, whatever, and they flag the third flag and they take the channel down, so be it. We did what we were supposed to do for who we were supposed to do it for and to the glory of the Most High. And let that stand and let that be. You know what I mean? And let that fruit continue to come in and continue to flourish. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is what it is. So, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for every video that we've done. I'm thankful for all the people. I remember even the when we were calling the business Brew Gardens, all the Brew Gardens lives that we did, you know what I mean? And we had so much fun doing that. And we're going to he was saying we should do another one because, we're dropping a lot of new products and stuff. He said, we should do another one, but that'll be on one of the other platforms, I think. And so I remember all the fun, that we had on those lives and, joking around and also sharing information and knowledge and laughs and stuff. I wouldn't undo any of it. The learnings, the course corrections, the growth, all of that. I wouldn't undo any of it because it speaks of maturity. Growth is what you do as you mature. Do you understand what I'm saying? As you righteously mature, you grow. If you are not growing, you're doing something wrong. If you're not from time to time course correcting, you're doing something wrong. Okay? Because we don't always know everything at every point of our journey, And the smart ones and the wise ones say, you know what? I'm still learning and I will humbly and meekly yield to his wisdom and continue to learn and continue to grow. And so, so I wouldn't take back any of it. Not one video. So, But anyway, I think he wanted to move on to Sambatry, but I just wanted to, get in there and give my virtual hug to my family and my brothers and my sisters that are in the chat. But yeah, we really, did I say really love you? Like we really love you. You know what I mean? Like no strings attached. No, come, whatever. Do this for us or join our fellowship or whatever. Get the armor bearer with the earpiece and the carrying the suitcase. Like none of that. We just love our people and no strings attached, and it's an honor to do so. And it's been an honor to do so on this platform, Oh my goodness. Overflow Enterprises. Oh. Brother Overflow Enterprises is in the chat. Wow. Brother, I know Dwayne have some things to say, but those of you that that don't know, Overflow Enterprises, Brother Jermaine had homegoing services for his wife yesterday. And so, brother, I just want to say we loved Sister Pamela. She was just so bright. And that's something when I just was talking about always learning. Sister Pamela had that type of personality. When I would talk to her, she would just say, sis, I'm just learning. And she was actually studying to be able to have her own herbal practice. She had been getting into that and learning and everything. And she's a wonderful example of continuing to learn. And she had a very sweet spirit. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman. And brother, I just want to say you loved her well. You loved her well, brother. You loved her well. And she knew it. And when I first met you all in DC, when you came to the meetup that we had in DC, she pulled me to the side. And you probably don't know this, but she pulled me to the side and she said, I just have a wonderful husband. He's so good. He's so good. And he's just loved me through all of it, through all of my mistakes and everything. He's just a wonderful, wonderful man. That's what your wife conveyed to me when she pulled me aside in DC. And so I just want you to know that she loved you so much, so much. She valued you so much, honored you so much. And you were such a blessing, such a blessing. There's a picture of us. Yeah. Yep. There's Sister Pamela.
Yep.
And there's actually another picture. It's in the SSO group. If you can put that one up. She was just a beautiful woman, a beautiful spirit. And so, we really honor her life and honor your love for her, because it really showed. And so we're going to continue to pray for you, brother, and lift up your children as well. And as you're, transitioning to this different season in your life, we're just going to continue to lift you up. And if you need us, for anything, just know we love you and we're here. We're here. So Dwayne's going to put up another picture of, hopefully you don't mind, brother. This was Pamela's profile picture, Sister Pamela's profile picture in Threema. I just want you guys to see her before we keep going. So that's them. And aren't they just a beautiful, beautiful, I just think it's beautiful representation of his love. So that's Brother Jermaine and that's Sister Pamela. So yeah, what a blessing.
Yes.
What a blessing she was. So thank you, brother, for even just stopping through,
Yeah.
We appreciate it. So Samba Tree. Samba Tree. But yeah, as Dwayne mentioned, Samba Tree started as the Brew Gardens, right? And it started as the Brew Gardens, and it was one, I think it was one Passover, and we were in an elevator somewhere, and Dwayne said, what do you think about the Brew Gardens, as a name? And so that's how it started. We really just wanted to be able to provide almost like a community hub, where people could get products and herbs and powders and oils and things that were natural and things that would really help them heal, because we believe in not only do we believe in, we exercise prayer. You know what I mean? Prayer is just like breath, So we pray, yes, and we pray for healing, and we have faith for healing. But faith without works is dead. And so for us, Samba Tree that's the works. That's the have faith, that he will heal your cancer, or that he will heal the high blood pressure, that he will heal this or that. The works, take this oil, take this moringa powder, take this burdock root. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so for us, it's a beautiful complement to our faith, okay? And we wanted to initially, I didn't even build the business to scale. I built the business to just be a little community hub that people could buy a little this, and then it just kind of just grew and grew and grew and grew, and here we are. So I guess I will, without taking up too much time, I'll just show you what's new. How about that? I'll show you what's new. And this right here.
Oh, let me get it up.
Oh yeah, he's right. I'm thinking they're looking at the website. So
it's up.
Okay, this right here. I don't know if I'm gonna ask him a question about a testimony that I received, and I don't know if I can share it because I don't want them to take down the very last video that we're gonna do on YouTube. So let me ask him real quick, y'all. 1 second. This one right here, is this okay to share on YouTube? Sorry. 1 second. Okay, all right. I'm just going to share this testimony. I didn't want to do something that that YouTube would take the video down for. So we released the turmeric 50/50 capsules, and it's the capsules are turmeric powder, all right, turmeric root powder, and instead of being enhanced with black pepper, they're enhanced with black pepper and black seed. And I have searched high and low, and I have never, ever seen a capsule that has turmeric, black pepper, and black seed in it. And I don't think they're out there. I think we're probably one of the only ones that if not the only ones that have it. But I want to read you a testimony because we've been shipping these probably for the last, 3 weeks or so. And so I want to read you a testimony of a sister who started taking these. Sister Tina. So she says, thank you for creating the turmeric capsules. They are a godsend. I had a procedure on my leg about 4 months ago, and I could hardly walk because of inflammation, stiffness, and pain. After 1 week of taking the capsules, after 1 week, I am 80% better and improving daily. Thank you for creating such excellent quality products. I have taken other brands of turmeric capsules, and they are no comparison. And so we thank the Most High for that. And thank you, Sister Tina, for sending that in. Thank you to the sister who is laboring with her capsule. She has a machine that makes our capsules for us. And so these we don't, again, we're not just, third party, labeling somebody else's product. I mean, this is our product. And the 50/50 pepper is something that I know the Most High gave to him, that he came up with one day and said, what about, now there you go. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then one other brand new thing, which we have been literally drinking for the last couple weeks as well. It does not stay in my house. I'm not exaggerating. I'm just trying to go here. Is this blueberry leaves?
Is that what that is back then?
Yes, that's what that is.
Let me go in. Hold on.
Okay, so organic blueberry leaves. Okay, now I don't know if you've heard of this. Okay, I gave him the last glass out of the pitcher downstairs.
Respect and honor.
I made a brand new pitcher Friday. Friday I made a pitcher. It's literally gone. That's the last glass. But I'll let he can show you. Dwayne, can we hold on? He can show you. 1 second. They can't see you. There you go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it together here. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me go.
He's so dramatic. He's so dramatic. Drama king. So it's I don't know how well you guys can see it, but that is blueberry leaf tea. Blueberry leaf tea. And surprisingly, it does not taste like blueberries. You would think it tastes like blueberry. It does not taste like blueberries. It's a grassy kind of taste. It tastes, they say it's in comparison to green tea without the bitterness. It has no bitterness. You can brew it as long as you want and it just doesn't go bitter. So I've been making it for weeks, for I think 3 weeks straight. Maybe 4.
Now, the first time when she made it, she actually, the blueberries. Now, this is, basically we had some blueberries and, okay. We had some blueberries and she put some blueberries in it. So it was like it was the color. It was like a purple, a slight purple to it. Yeah. And this.
Yeah, it's good. This is probably one of his favorite teas because, we make the soursop, we make the mullein, the refreshers, all of that. But this is probably his favorite tea.
This one and the soursop with pineapple.
Yeah, his favorite. So blueberry leaf. Okay, if you are not familiar with blueberry leaf, that's what it looks like. Okay. Very small. It's a small leaf. Okay, that's what it looks like. And I just want to run you through some of these benefits. I do have to, sorry. It's not on. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. You guys weren't seeing it. That's what the blueberry leaf looks like. Okay, we're going to run through some of these health benefits really quickly. I got to be kind of, general. Okay. All right. This amazing leaf is super powerful. And if you guys know, the store, we try to put things in the store that are, not necessarily rare, but things that maybe are new to you. And all of the things that are in the store are really, really, amazing for health benefits. Supports healthy blood sugar levels, gastrointestinal distress. It soothes. It's an herbal antioxidant. It repairs DNA damage. Clinical trials show that blueberry leaf tea can lower your blood sugar by up to 27%. If you have parents that have Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or dementia, it can improve memory and prevent cognitive decline that occurs with aging. Okay. The cancer, I'm going to let you read that one because I know that they look for that. YouTube does. I'll just let you read there. It's on the website. Lowers your triglycerides. Blueberry leaves can also lower triglycerides by almost 40%. All right. Helping to prevent cardiovascular disease. Your eyes, macular degeneration. So many adults, as we age, our eyes, we start to move into that macular degeneration stage, and blueberry leaf tea can help prevent that. Also glaucoma, retinopathy, and cataracts. It just goes on and on. MS, the kidneys, bladder, urinary system. I'm starting to rush. When I start stuttering, y'all, it's because I'm rushing. Okay. But just look at the website. There's so many benefits. All right. But you don't have to brew it as a tea. You can sprinkle it on a salad. Hold on a second. I'm learning how to use his little thing. You see that? I'll wait till it focuses. There you go. You see, you can just sprinkle these little leaves right over your salad. You can put them in a soup. You can put them in a stew. You can, it unfocused. But anyway, so you don't have to make it. You don't have to make it as a tea. All right. You can sprinkle it. But that blueberry leaf tea, is, man, like they used to say scunion, but it's awesome. It's
Yeah,
really,
it's very
really,
good.
really, really awesome. And so that's on the website. Oh, and then I want to just little tip, honey and lemon, because the blueberry leaf tea is on the bland side. It's not going to pop with a whole bunch of flavor. It's a little bland. So what you do is you steep it for a long time. So you put your tea, a tablespoon of tea and a cup of water, cup and a half, and you let it steep for 15 minutes. All right. You add your honey and your lemon, and boom, beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah.
And the way we kind of stumbled on this was, you remember,
foraging.
I was foraging right here in our state, New Jersey, and foraging, and I, came across a whole bunch of blueberry bushes, and I just, the berries. I said, you know what? I said, the berries, I'm gonna take that, but I bet you we can do something with those leaves too.
That's right.
Like I know,
That's
and
right.
someone asked, they said, well, why is I saw in the chat, someone asked, why is the color that way? Well, that's going to be pretty much a standard color for teas. It's going to be on the green side, right? The green, depending on what kind of leaf you're using.
Depending on what type of leaf and depending on how much you steep it. For example.
So again, we're talking leaves and I'm talking about the berries.
Yeah, this
right,
isn't
just so
blueberry
you understand.
tea that's going to be blue and purple. It's the let me go back. It's the leaves. It's the leaves. Okay, so we're talking about not the blueberries,
right,
but the actual green leaves is what is being steeped here.
Yes.
And the leaves have more antioxidants and more beneficial properties in them than the blueberries. About 3 to 4 times the antioxidants than blueberries.
Because once I heard that, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Because the berries, I was just enjoying those, the wild berries I was picking. I was like, man, because I would go and get a whole bunch of them. We'd just be eating off of them. And because they're a lot more flavorful than the ones, now they're making these things like Hercules signs. But the leaves, when she told me that the leaves have a lot more benefit than the actual berries, I was like, oh, we're going to do something with this.
Yeah.
And then that's what we found out, and there we go.
And there you go. And it's not bitter. So you can steep it as long as you want, and the flavor just becomes more rich. So what I do is I have, I put it in a pot. So, I don't make it by the cup, I make it by the pot, right? You also can get those of you that have those insulated, let me come back here. Sorry, there you go. Those of you that have like the insulated, canisters or vessels, right, that keep things hot, you can brew it in there and just leave it in there for half an hour, and the heat will continue to cause the leaves to brew, and the flavor when you add honey and lemon. Awesome.
And Fancy said, is the taste okay without the honey? I'm doing a whole 30-day thing and can't have sugar.
Without honey, it's just going to be earthy. It's just going to be earthy. If you can't have sugar, can you? I don't know if you can do stevia or not, but stevia has a little bit of aftertaste. But yeah. Oh, Overflow said, do you steep it hot? Yes, you steep it hot. You steep it hot, and very good. You steep it hot, okay? And then you allow, if you want to make it iced, because he's drinking it iced, I steep it hot. I let it sit, let it cool down. I put it in a pitcher, and then, we have a picture of it. If you're doing it by the glass, this tea is it's not as strong or robust of a flavor where you would take it hot and pour it over ice. I don't know if you want to do that. I think you want to steep it, let it cool, and then pour it over your ice and have your iced tea. Yeah. So yeah.
Go.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
you guys,
so that's something new that's on the website. And we're going to continue to, like I said, off of YouTube, to me, it's just you step off of one platform and you keep going on the other. So nothing stops and nothing changes. We're just going to keep on moving. You know what I mean? We're going to keep on moving.
Excuse me, I'm up here burping now. I'm trying to not do that. But anyway, but yeah, so the link to this is all on that link that it's sambatree.com. But that link tree page, that's where you'll find the links to this and everything else. And you could take the time you want. We're not going to go through every page, but
you can just
everything
browse.
from the oils, the different essential oils, You already got the gardens here for powders and sea mosses and things like that. And then we have a whole jewelry section and all that. So take the time and go through that, and you can explore and find out, what we're doing on there.
Yeah.
What you see me wearing now, let me see if I can kind of get this together here. This is actually a shirt that I posted this image on our YouTube on the community tab some time ago. I'll get up here so you can kind of see it. Okay. See that? Remember, you guys remember that image? And I said, you know what, man, I want to make that onto a shirt. So that's what I did. I put it on a shirt, and I was like, man, I like this. Oh, man, I like this thing. And so here you go. And so I put it on a shirt. And so these are going to be, if there's interest, you guys just let us know in the chat or whatever. Let us know if you're interested in that. And, these shirts, the way we're going to do these shirts, and I'm going to show you the other one in a moment, where we're going to do these shirts is, there'll be a limited time, just like the other one. We'll have it available once we hit like 20 people or so, or whatever the number is. Then that's it. We're cutting it off, and it won't be available again. We'll move on to the next design. So that's one shirt there, and then I'll put on the other shirt here in a moment here. Hold on for a second.
And you all, the bondtees.shop site, Dwayne, you need to take that. You got to take that link off of Linktree.
Yeah.
So yes, we sold. I thought I saw somebody asking about shirts in the chat. We were selling shirts on bondtees.shop, but we sold through pretty much most of them. I have very small inventory that I probably will put on Samba Tree just to sell through the rest of them, and that'll be that. That'll be that. So I just wanted to let you know what we did there. But our son has a website, and this is one of his new shirts that.
All right, so I'm gonna get here. I'm trying to get close enough so you can see it. So you see, it got all praise to the Most High on it. And what he did was, these are just images of black folks,
throughout the ages, throughout history, yeah.
And so you can see you got the painted kind of edge to it, look like a brush stroke, and then through there you see all of that right there. You could take a look at that. So yeah.
And that, so he'll be uploading that that new design, and he's going to offer it in multiple colors. He's going to offer it in multiple colors on APTTMH clothing, all praise to the most high clothing.com. So yeah, we're just going to keep on rolling, man. We're having fun. We're just having fun doing what he inspires us to do. And that's it. Yeah. And so, yeah. Oh, he's changing his shirt. Yeah. But that's all I have. That's all I had. I just wanted to swing by and share that with you all. But, I'm excited. One last thing I think I'll say, I'm excited about what the Father is doing, because even some of the things now that we're starting to kind of embark upon, and learn, it's really special. And maybe it's not for YouTube. I don't, maybe it's not for YouTube, but it's really, really special. Light, energy, electricity, sun, all of these different things that that we're learning, now and posting over on BondTube. I'm having a lot of fun with that series.
Yes.
It's really, really amazing. It's awesome. And it's like discovering how to live again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And really, not really again, discovering how we were meant to live, going back to the Father's original intent.
Yes.
Breaking out of this matrix, this digital matrix where, there's signals all around us from the cell phones and all these different devices, and really breaking out of that and going back to his original intent and how we were supposed to live. And it's really exciting for me. And so,
And that's what one of the things when we were in the series, I said early in that part of the series, I showed a picture of the walls of the Vatican. And I said, okay, now it's time to leave Rome. This is Most High. He's bringing us out of the Rome matrix, and we're following him. Many of our people are still within the Rome matrix. You're still locked in. And I'll say this, and this is, we really took a deep dive into this and looking at the people who were really the people who are behind the putting together what we call the Bible. We have a whole series where we looked at everything in as close detail as possible, looking at a lot of these people. And, a lot of times I'll hear people in passing on social media, say, well, I ain't trying to hear nothing from no Gentiles. That's from a Gentile source. Well, your Bible is. Your Bible was assembled by who you would call Gentiles. Now, is his word in there? Yes. But there's also things in there that ain't him. You understand? And so he's promised that he was going to leave us his spirit to lead us into all truth. You understand? He didn't say he was going to leave us a Bible. Now, we need the Bible. The Bible is a good reference point. But most importantly, we have to be led by his spirit. At the end of the day, so many people out here are trying to be
the living word.
Yeah. So many people are trying think that knowledge. Oh, I got this book. I got the link to this book. You got to read this book and all this. And those things are good. If you're not filled with his spirit, it ain't going to mean nothing. It doesn't. And there's far too many people out here that are being led by knowledge and they're not filled with his spirit. The Bible says this, that you will know them by their fruits. So you got to look at the fruits of individuals. You got some people who may appear to be the smartest people on earth, but yet they just as nasty and evil and as wicked as I don't know what, so you got to look at the fruit of individuals, these people out here. But anyway, so what where he's leading us, and that's what we kind of changed the name of this platform, Journey Man and Woman.
Yeah.
He's leading, he's like all of us, we're on a journey, and we're not going to allow certain people's dogma, certain people's whatever they have out there, their doctrine, to kind of keep us boxed in and controlled, by what we can and can't see and what we can't learn and what we can learn and all this stuff. No, we want to be led by his spirit at the end of the day, as all of us should be.
That's it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you ever find yourself in a situation where if you start asking questions and people start getting mad, then it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to say, you know what, peace, deuces, I'm out of here. You understand what I'm saying? And you need to bounce. Yeah. Because we need to be in a place where that's how you learn. That's how you grow. And that's what we try to demonstrate in all of this. That's why I took as much time as I did in the beginning, just really kind of showing you a pattern of the importance of taking your time and asking questions. And, when you start doing that, you start seeing people getting mad and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what did I stumble into? You know what I mean? So anyway, if you didn't catch that series, watch that. Yeah. We're still doing. I don't know how long that one's going to go.
I know.
But it's just a lot in there.
I know. Yeah, and at the end of the day, we depend on the living word. The living word. We use the written word, right, which has his truth in it, but we know that there are things that have been left out. Those of you that have read the book of Enoch and you've read the book of Jasher and the book of Jubilees and Maccabees and so on and so if they've left things out, we also know that they've also put some things in. How many times have you heard people say, oh, well, that's a bad translation. It actually is this. Or, yeah, the way they translated that's a mistranslation, so and so and so. Like how they said that, no, anyway, badger skin covered the... Anyway, right. I won't go into all that, right? Which is unclean animal. Like all this stuff that has been tampered with. It has been tampered with. So although the written word that we've had in Christendom, that we've had, throughout, that we use, that he's spoken to us through, that he continues to speak to us through his written word, absolutely, right? What happens when the living word speaks to you and you can't find a chapter and verse for it? You may be able to find some confirmation in the written word, but you you can't specifically find chapter and verse for what he's speaking to you.
Yes.
And let's say what he spoke to you is unto life, it's peace, it's restoration. In other words, what he has spoken to you, it's not of the devil. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not lust and envy and contention and that kind of thing. What happens? Will you not follow what he said because you cannot specifically find a chapter and verse in the written word? What will you do? Because it's not in their 66 books, which always bothered me. Why? Why is it 66 books? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, or will you continue, or will you allow his spirit to lead and guide you into all truth as you follow the living word? Or will you be constrained only by the written word? And that, what I just said, if I was in Christendom, I literally, whoever had just said that, I would be like, oh, that's of the devil. Oh my God. What? If it ain't, honey, if it ain't in there, we ain't. And it was, that's kind of how it was. But the thing is that if you are rooted and grounded in the Father through the Son, not just the Father, law, statutes, commandments. I don't want nothing to do with the Savior. I don't want nothing to do with the Son. That's all New Testament. We're throwing that out. No. That ain't gonna get you anywhere. It'll get you puffed up. It'll get you puffed up, okay? It'll get you puffed up. It'll make you look really good. You might be able to teach something and people are like, wow, he broke down that, man, the law. Wow, he really broke. But the Father's not impressed. He's not impressed. He's not impressed. If you can recite the written word and yet reject the living word is his Son. The living word is his Son. So when the Son, who's the living word, speaks through the Spirit to you, and it resonates with you as it should, will you obey? Or will you get a little nervous because you feel like that's not really conventional. I don't know. What are they going to think about that? Well, let me just follow this law, statutes, commandments, and I don't really know. And what are you going to do? And we're coming to a place in this life, in this time, okay? We're coming to a place where the living word is going to be speaking through the Spirit to you. Righteous things for you to do. Righteous direction for you to follow. Strategy from heaven for you and your family that you must follow if you want to thrive. We're coming to that place where he's going to be speaking to you. Fresh word. Will you receive it? Or will you be constrained by the 66 books and afraid because you can't necessarily find it in there? How can 66 books and the Apocrypha, for all that matter, contain the creator of the entire universe, the creator of breath and life itself? How can he be contained in 66 books? That the wickeds at the Vatican have helped to assemble. Do you think that they would not try to remove or add or defile, or do you think that they wouldn't at least attempt to alter it? What I'm saying is there is coming a time right now where your courage has to be built up in him. Your confidence has to be built up in him. Fear has to be evicted. And you have to trust him. You say you trust him, but do you really trust him? You've got to trust him and lean on him, not to your own what? Understanding. But in all your ways, You've got to acknowledge him so that he can direct your paths through the living word. Will you do that? Are you willing? Will you do that? That's what he's asking right now. And let me be very clear. What I just said has nothing to do with us and being connected to us. A lot of times, listen, when people want you to do something that's outside of the will of the Father or try to lead you astray, there's always something connected and there's always something attached. Either they want you just to follow them, or there's some money issue, or there's some lust, or there's some control, or there's always something demonic attached, even though it looks like the appearance of godliness or the appearance of righteousness. There's always something attached. What I'm saying to you right now, I don't know you. I love you, but I don't know you. I'm simply saying this with no strings attached. Right now, we're moving into a season where he's going to be speaking to you some things that might feel unfamiliar. Mm-hmm. Will you receive them? Will you receive them? And will you be ready? And will you flow with his spirit and what he's saying? And just know, whatever he speaks, it will always lead to righteousness. It will always lead towards holiness. It will always point to redemption. It will always be grounded in repentance. It will always bring restoration. It will always bring healing. It will never bring pride and being puffed up with knowledge and death and lust and covetousness. It will never bring any of that. It will never. It will always point you back to him through his son, breathing through his spirit. It will always bring life. And so, anyway.
And that's the key.
That's it.
It brings life. Yeah. We can just stay right there with that.
Yeah.
It brings life.
Yeah.
Some of you guys have been following folks and listening to people, and all they do is search, look for debates, debate after debate after debate after debate after argument after debate. That's not life. That's draining. And when you think of Isaiah, what did he do? A lot of times they would try to draw him into a debate. What would happen? He'll be ducking and going to somewhere else.
He dropped one word and
he'll say something and be like, okay, boom, and quiet the whole place. Done. And keep it moving.
Yeah.
And then when I look on the YouTube landscape, you got the whole Brady Bunch, corral. There's like a square here, square. Okay, tonight we just gonna go down. We gonna go down. We gonna get into this thing here. We gonna do this thing. And everybody got their dukes up. I'm gonna show you something and all that. You ain't following the same person I'm following. And if someone wants to pull up the scripture that says, "And iron sharpens iron," stop it. Because that scripture isn't talking about two swords of the same hardness coming together. Right. And they just, no. Iron sharpens iron. Mm-hmm. When you understand what they're saying is, you would take a piece of iron that was harder, and then you would take another one that was not formed the way it needs to be formed, and then you would use that one that was a little more pliable, and you would just use it to make it sharper. Yeah. So that's how it was. But what you see on these platforms is a lot of spark shows, and people getting their pressure up, people getting all worked up, then people start cussing each other out and all this other stuff. That is not life. He said that he came to bring you life.
Yeah. And that more abundantly. So our encouragement to you is simple. Pursue life. You know how people say, I'm trying to protect my peace. Well, that's exactly what you need to be doing right now. Yeah.
Because some of y'all, you got way too much noise coming in and out your ear gate. There's way too much mess that is coming in the screens of your eyeballs that you're allowing to come in and out and all this other stuff. and you're not hearing from him. And some of you that may be saying at the point, well, this ain't working. It just don't work out. I don't, I be praying and nothing. Well, take a look at your diet. Take a look at what you allow to come in. Okay. And this is why in the series that we're doing, we really are taking the time and we're looking at a lot of things: light, energy, frequency. I don't know if that's the order or whatever. Light, frequency, energy, whatever. Light, frequency, electricity, or something like that. And we're even talking about technology and different technologies that are out here. We're not talking about CERN. We ain't at that level, but just on your everyday stuff that you are exposed to that plays a critical role in how you make decisions on a day-to-day basis. Even in how you pray, some of you have been fighting and dealing with things like depression. Some of you have been dealing with a lot of things, and it has a direct tie to these things that are around us. So you have to watch the series to find that out. And I'll tell you, we're going to actually, at the conclusion of this, give me about a half an hour, and I'm going to replay or do a rebroadcast of what we talked about yesterday. I'm gonna do just her portion, and then we'll play something. I'll tell you that. But the fact of the matter is, family, listen, we have to be at a place where you are ready to leave Rome. Okay? Rome has constructed a plantation. See, YouTube ain't nothing. YouTube is a little plantation that's nothing. Rome is such a massive and very powerful plantation that in the book of Revelations, it says that only he is the one that's going to bring destruction to them. We can't do that. He's going to do that. That's how much of a stronghold this is. Rome said, okay, well, we're going to gather some stories here from these people that have been following this Messiah, this or whoever he is, and we're going to follow these miracles and stuff like that, and we're going to gather them together. Take that out. No, we don't want that because that'll give them too much power. Or take that out because we don't want them to know who they really are. Or take that out. Well, let's put this in. Let's put our names in here. Let's do this, and let's slap it in a book, and we're going to call it the Bible. Because we can't tell, we got to tell the lie. We're bound to we got to tell them a little bit of truth, because if we don't tell a little bit of truth and we make it all lies, then it ain't going to sell. So we got to put in we got to season it with some truth. And then we're going to put some other stuff in it that ain't true. And we're going to slap it in our book, and we're going to put it in different translations, and we're going to pass it out to everybody. And what many of us have done, us included, and I'm saying all of us, we have limited how we see and perceive him in a 66 book window. That's how you see him, in a 66 book window. And this is how you see him. He's trying to show you he's greater than that. But you like this. And because of this, you limit yourself. And you stay in this forever cycle. You'll get some victories, but you're still in the plantation. You do this, but you're still in the plantation. They have constructed that book to make sure you don't get to the full potential of what he has created you to be. And Isaiah understood that. That's why he said, listen, don't look for a Bible per se. You need my spirit. Because once you get my spirit is going to take you over the walls of Rome, over the walls of the Vatican, and I'm going to take you to wherever you need to go. This, that, whatever. That's why it's critical for you to live a repentant life, repentant of sin. There's many of our people who are still trying to hold on to secret sins. There's some people out here, like I said, that are straight up liars, liars, with a head wrap, with the tassels or whatever. And they straight up liars and deceivers. But yet they believe that they're hearing from him. They're not. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to be repentant life. There's no in the world you can claim to be following the Most High and feel comfortable in sin. There's no way in the world. He said, light does not, he is light, and in him there is no darkness. What fellowship does light have with darkness? You have to become a lover of his light, not just light, his light. That's where it begins. Repentance. Number 2, once that happens, Father, fill me up with your spirit, because I need to know where I need to go. I need to know where you want me to go. I need discernment on what is of you versus what ain't of you. And I need the boldness to be able to call it out like it is and not be tiptoeing anything at all. No, I need that boldness. I need that assurance, even with my own family. You know, some of you got a husband, or maybe you got a wife or something like that, and you've been, you don't know how to handle that. And it's been like hell a lot of times in your own household. You need help. You need him to help me to love this man as you would love him right now. Help me to love this woman as you would love her right now. And let me tell you something, because we weren't even trying to go on. That's him. That's him. Let me say this, because we talked about this yesterday. This is one of the things I pointed out, and I'm going to point it out again. Okay. When you look up in the sky, you see the sun, you see the moon, you see the sun and the moon, that those things have stayed on their course from the beginning. And staying on this, and who controls that? It's the Most High. Now, he could have turned the lights off a long time ago, couldn't he? With all of the sin that's on the earth, the amount of children that have been killed, the poverty, all the other stuff, the racism, all of that stuff. He could have ended it all just like that, because he said, you know what? I'm tired of these folks down here. I'm going to end it all. This is crazy. But he didn't. He kept it on. They're still on their course. Why? That's a testament of his long suffering. Do you understand what I'm saying? His long suffering with all of his creation. He's still long suffering with that. That's how much love. We can't even comprehend that. You can't fit that in no Bible. You can't even begin to write along suffering. If that was us, we would be, well, I'm shutting it all down. I'm going to destroy it right now. And that's exactly the attitude that you see a lot of times in this Hebrew world. You got so many people that are so committed and want to cry out and call down judgment, 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 judgment. Bring them down, burn them up, kill them, chop them up. That's what you see all the time. Judgment, judgment, judgment. In the meantime, we have a Heavenly Father that's saying, judgment is in my hand. It ain't in your hand. I'm still long suffering with all of my creation. Our goal should be to aspire to be as long suffering as he is. We'll never make it because he's just too much. You know what I'm saying? But we are sure enough supposed to shoot for that, reach for that. So when you hear people where all the time, that's all they try, well, they gonna burn in hell, they gonna burn in fire. They do not have the love of the Father. That doesn't say you got to embrace and love and kiss people behind that's kicking your butt. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this: you reserve that for him. But in the meantime, we need a deposit of his love, his patience, his kindness, his gentleness, his goodness. We need that in him, from him in us. Do you understand what I'm saying? And how do you get that? That's called, those are the fruits, some of the fruits of the Spirit. And when the fruit of the Spirit is inside of you and it's coming out, you can be all that he's called you to be. You can start fulfilling the things he's called you. So we all need a deposit of that. There's some of you, I'm talking about some of my sisters in here, and even brothers. I've spoken and listened to some of people, and they're like, well, I'm just ready to walk out on him because he ain't trying to listen. He ain't trying to get into this word. He ain't trying to listen to these scripts and all this other stuff. And you ready to walk out instead of saying, Father, help me to demonstrate how you would be in this situation. Help me not to give up on my children that are just acting a fool out here. I know it's easy a lot of times. You just like, I'm just getting too old for this stuff. But you're not going to get that by thinking like this. You'll never get to that point. You know, when you think like this, the 66 book, when you are like this always in your life, like I said again, you'll be that person that your growth is connected to who you watch on YouTube. In other words, you know, instead of you getting something, learning to get directly from him, you always got to be, okay, what are they saying? Okay, what are they saying? Okay, what are they saying? Okay, all right, well, he said this. They don't agree with that. I don't know what's going on. Let me get into the chat. And that's it. Instead of you saying, you know what? Break all that down. Father, what are you saying to me? And you go with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. He came to bring life. We have to be life givers above all else. And we want everything, and what we've committed to between my wife and I, what we've committed to is in every area of our lives, we want to give life, whether if it's in word or it's in deed. You know, like what we do with the brew gardens on Samba Tree or whatever. You know, we want to make sure we can do everything we can to bring life to people. And that's how, and you have to do likewise. By this shall all men know that you're my disciples, that you have love for one another. If you're getting all hung up and on this nonsense that you see on social media with people going in, well, you know, they immigrants, and the immigrants, they don't really like us. And, you know, you getting hung up on all that stuff. I'm telling you, you better get out of that. You better get out of that foolishness. That is raw, unadulterated foolishness. There are people all over. Last point, and don't think, for those here that are on this here in the United States, here in the West, I'm telling you, you better let go of your arrogance, and you better let go of your pride. My. You better let it go, because there are ministries out here, I'm telling you, that think, and they teach their people to think that they are the ones that are the appointed leaders to lead our people or whatever, when he may have someone, a little abuela somewhere down in Mexico somewhere, that's reading her word. I'm talking about, she knows who she is. You understand what I'm saying? And she sees, wait a minute, I see how I'm connected to this. Or maybe there's someone in the Caribbean somewhere that's doing their same thing, that has realized all they know to do is to cry out to the Most High. All that old woman knows how to do is to cry out to the Most High. She may not have YouTube. She may not have access to the books. She may not have access to the documentaries or whatever, but she knows what her needs is the documentary. Her knees is her crying out to, is the sign that she cries out to the Most High, that she has a relationship with him. My. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, we done got away from that. This is what I'm talking about. You got all this knowledge. The Bible says that knowledge, if you're not careful, what happens? It puffs up. Yeah. But as soon as we start talking about prayer, all of a sudden, when we do the what we call it, peace radio, man, folk be breaking out. They gone. You got some people that the some that come or whatever. But as soon as you start talking about, okay, we're gonna do praise and worship, we're gonna pray. Ain't no well, you let me know when you start talking. I'll be right over there. That shows exactly where you are spiritually. But I'm telling you, right? Todd said not all watchmen are on social media. Exactly right.
Very good.
There are people all over this world.
Very good.
They ain't on YouTube. They ain't on Facebook. They ain't on Twitter. They ain't on that, because they ain't got time. Because why? They out there. They seeking. Yeah. They're doing the work. They out there feeding the hungry. They out there taking care of those that are mentally challenged and all of that stuff. I'm telling you. Yeah. That's how it is, family. So do not be deceived and think that just because you are in America, that somehow you're the sole light of the world. No, that ain't the case. That you done bought into the lie. You done bought into the lie. There are people all over that the Most High has that are diligently seeking him. And we just want to make sure we're doing our part to do the same thing, to diligently seek him. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's what needs to happen. So just continue to seek him above all else. What YouTube does is what YouTube does. I don't even care I really don't. I don't even care. I don't. So don't think of this when we just broadcast here. It was us like, God, we victims and they gonna take us on. This is our last broadcast. Y'all, please pray for us. No, you continue to pray. But we know our foundation.
That's it.
And the foundation ain't in YouTube.
That's it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's it.
And your foundation shouldn't be on YouTube.
That's it. That's right.
So you must, in order to be set apart, you got to be holy. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you're a person that stands on truth, be prepared for the arrows. Be prepared for the persecution. Be prepared for that. Okay? Because truth, a lot of times, we equate truth, a truth teller, and I'm saying specifically for people that look like us. We look at different ones out here that tell the truth. We're like, man, that guy's always on point. He's always on point. And the ones that we typically see that are going in on him are white people. Okay, follow me. But what I'm telling you is this: if you believe in the truth that's in the word, and every time a prophet was sent, understand the prophet didn't go to the world. No. The prophet didn't go to Washington, D.C. The prophet didn't go to the White House. The prophet didn't go to white people land. The prophet a lot of times didn't do that. You know who the prophet went to? You know who the people that he really sent to? You know who they went to? They went to you. They went to our people. And guess what happened? These people were getting killed. They were getting slaughtered by our people. Mm-hmm. So when you have committed yourself to truth, be prepared. The people that are going to be numero uno coming at you ain't going to be white supremacy. Yeah. Okay, so get that lie out your mouth right now. It ain't white supremacy. It's going to be your own people coming in on you, finding all kinds of stuff and saying this and that or whatever. We got to destroy. We got to take them down, and we got to do this. That's the price of truth.
But that's how you know you're onto something.
And that's when you know you're onto something.
That's it.
Okay?
That's what's supposed to happen.
So you got to get that out of your mind. It's these white people, because we listen to far too many people and we think that just, it means that, it's just white supremacy. These white people, these cops don't like it or whatever. No, it's niggas that don't like it. Okay? And they're the ones that they got just enough energy to try to take you down. And that's what always happens. But fear not, family, because he's overcome the world.
That's it.
And if he overcame the world, guess what? We can do it with him as well. Do you understand?
That's it.
So that's how it works.
Yeah.
So if he wants us here to continue to be on YouTube, he'll let us be on it. If he says, I don't want you on any platform, you just going to focus on right in your own house, we're going to be happy and we're going to be very thankful either way.
That's it.
We have learned to be content.
Yeah. In all things.
In all things.
Yeah.
In our learning.
Yeah.
Okay? And you need to do that as well. So that's, with that being said, family, listen, we love you very much.
We do.
And we wanted to do this broadcast again just to bring everyone up to date and bring all y'all on the same page.
Yeah.
So if you just need help or confused or where are they now? I don't know. You just come right to this video here and you got everything there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going off. I'm looking at my time right now, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:00 tonight, which is less than a half an hour from now. The videos are already on. BondTube is already on. That was the teachings we did yesterday. It's already on BondTube. I'm just going to, what I try to do is I'll rebroadcast them. After we do them, I'll just rebroadcast it for people who want to watch it again. I'm going to rebroadcast part 5 of what we did yesterday. If you want to stop in and watch it for a few minutes or watch the whole thing or whatever, it's completely up to you. At the conclusion of that, I will try to figure out a movie. We're going to play a movie as well.
Are you going to do a movie?
Yeah, we're going to I'll do a movie tonight. Okay. So which movie? You're going to have to be there to find out. Okay. So yeah,
you're gonna have to be there to find out.
You're gonna have to be there to find out. So I'll try to make it something. Yeah, I try to do. I'll let you know. I don't even know what it's gonna be, but I'll try to find one. We'll have a movie. We'll stream over there as well. Okay. But so tonight around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll have we'll do the teaching, the rebroadcast of yesterday, her portion, and then after that, maybe we'll take a little break, and then we'll go right into having a movie. Okay, these are some of the things we can do. One of the wonderful things we can do over on BondTube on our own platform. When you're off the plantation, we can stream whatever we want, and we even try. For those of you who remember, I try to do things for our children as well. To have our own children's broadcast as well. It ran well, but I don't know, with schedules and all of that. Yeah. Sometimes it can be a little challenging for some people. But if that's something of interest to you, email me directly and let me know if you would like to see something like that. Have something for our children. We can do our own broadcast for our children as well. So if you're interested in that, we can do that. In the future, I'll do a broadcast for prepping and survival stuff and all of that, and you can dial in at any time and you can watch that at your own leisure. Okay. All right, family. Well, listen, you guys take care. We love you very much. You guys take care, and we'll be talking again soon. All right. You guys take care.
Love y'all.
Love you very much.
For real. Love you.